And as we write down the names, I'm putting my name down. Never did it cross in my head that I potentially might be voted the most selfish player on the team. And come to find out, I was voted the most selfish player on the team. And as that happened, I'm just like, what? Like, cause I know for sure my teammates see me putting in that extra work. Like, I made first team All BBL that year. Like, I was second in the league in scoring. Like, my numbers were like 20 and 10. Like, I was legit, bro. I was having a good year, and I feel like that might have been one of the best seasons of my career, looking back on it. But it's just because I didn't build them relationships with my teammates.
What are you thinking? Yeah. What are you thinking? Yeah. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah. What are you thinking? Hey. What are you thinking? Hey. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah.
And we live, baby.
What's up, bro? Oh, this on the other way. Oh, shit, bro. Arnold, bro. You need to learn how to communicate, bro. Your communication. Terrible, nigga. God damn. Hey, you want to talk shit about me? Welcome to the podcast, man.
Can you flip the camera around? Can you flip the camera around?
Go put the phone sideways. He don't know that my microphone messed up. Oh. I'm going through a lot of things, bro. You understand? How you doing, brother? We gonna have a great podcast. I'm stressed out as y'all can see, but we making it work, man.
Deuce, you have to turn the camera up the other way around. You're upside down.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, dog. Why we just all right. Put this in your bloopers, man. God damn.
This is gonna be a part of this is gonna be part of the show.
Go the other way, bro.
Keep going, keep flipping. It's like you're upside down. Like,
bro, I can't.
Right there.
Top part in the way.
No, it's perfect.
And Boo Man, you see this shit, bro? You see this?
Right. You're about as old. You're about as old as that chair you sitting on.
Man, your ass don't be.
You said I'm ready. Didn't you say I'm ready?
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Yeah. I hope we have a good one, boy. This might not get no views, bro. Come on.
This is gonna be the one.
How you doing, my brother?
This is gonna be the one to get all the views.
I can't even sit comfortably. Hold on, let me try to bring you close to me. Hold on.
That's his camera.
Oh my god. Oh boy, we gotta teach on some things.
Oh my goodness, bro. You really believe that you just be really running it? I literally have to chase Deuce down every time, bro. You trying to record? You trying to put out? Yeah, man. 2 weeks from now. No, man, it's every day.
Y'all see how bad, such a bad friend this man is. He painted me out doing a picture like I don't want to work, like I don't want to grind, like I don't want to chase the dreams. Like he's talking about I'm running from podcasts and interviews. When he don't even know, ladies and gentlemen, he don't even know the backstory. He just assuming.
I know all the story.
We both read the 4 agreements.
Okay.
And number 3, what's rule number 3 on him?
Don't take it serious. Don't assume. Don't assume.
Don't assume.
What's up, guys? I just dropped my new ebook, 6 must-have steps to be an overseas basketball player. You know, I've been playing for the last 9 years. I got all the steps and the traits that you need to start your journey with networking, with getting a mentor, all the things that you need to start your journey to be a protege. So go get that ebook, click the link in the bio, and make sure you get your steps to being that overseas pro one day. Let's go.
It's all right, but we here, man. Hopefully we can have a great podcast, which I know we will, man. Just going through it with my phone right now, but if you're a social media content creator or, you know, trying to make any type of content with your phone and your equipment, you're going to go through these type of things. So we're going to make the best of what we got, you know what I mean?
Big facts, man. First of all, I want to say, y'all make sure y'all tap in with Tap Athletics. Show them the shirt, man, because I like what we doing, man. You got the Tap Athletics brand going crazy, and I got my ball claims going. That just shows growth, bro. We headed on the right path, man. Show that Tap Athletics. Y'all go cop that, man. Link in his bio at Tap Athletics, so you can cop his shirt, man.
Go get y'all some Tap merch. We got some Tap t-shirt. We got the This is the OG black Tap Athletic shirt, but we
I gotta
also
get
got the
one of
new,
those.
yeah, we got the new mini logo Tap Athletic shirt collection. So, like I said, either send me a message on Instagram or whatever social media platform you see me on, or go to my website, tapathletics.com, go get you some merch.
Yeah, y'all go do that, man. Make sure y'all tap in with Tap Athletics. That's dope. I like how you came up with that, and I like the phrasing, the wording to it. The ancient art of post up. I like that's you 100%. 100%. That's
Yeah.
dope. That's definitely dope.
I just feel like it really ties into today's basketball too, because really, bro, like me and my boy Kyle, we were just really talking about that, how the game has changed and how like Steph Curry has made a major impact, not just on the NBA, but
On the
basketball
world.
globally. Like I was showing him the highlights of Scoot Henderson, and because he's a big, my boy Kyle's a big Portland Trailblazers fan, and obviously the Trailblazers got a third pick, and it's a projected mock draft that got Scoot Henderson going at the third pick, which is
Hmm.
kind of conflicting with Damian Lillard and what they want to do with him. But long story short, I was telling him Scoot Henderson, he's got a great upside. I love his game. He's an exciting player to watch. It's amazing that he built like that at this young age. But I just feel like his game don't translate well to today's NBA, because if I had to compare Scoot Henderson to two basketball players, I would say he's a mixture between Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook. And somebody would look at me like, "What's wrong with that?" But they both don't shoot.
Right.
Russell Westbrook don't shoot. Derrick Rose don't shoot. And this guy
Nah,
Scoot
D
Henderson,
Rose shot it a
he's
little
some.
bit. He shot it more than Westbrook. But he'll shoot that thing from the midi and get some. Nah, I wouldn't say D Rose didn't shoot.
But, but look though. But I say this: D Rose came in the last days of the ancient art of the post-up era,
Hmm.
like where they were still playing traditional basketball, feed the ball into the post. You know what I mean? Point guards, y'all don't take all the shots. You know what I
Right.
mean? And like, because Derrick Rose was so athletic, and because at the time, especially the time where he won MVP, there weren't many guards or just players in general just jacking up threes like they do now. You know what I mean? So it's like,
They're gonna get him
because of
up,
Steph
bro.
Curry, I was about to say, because of Steph Curry, he's forcing a lot of players, including myself, to expand their game and change their game. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't take no threes this season. And I feel like in order to get a job for next season, in order to keep a job for next season, I'm going to have to start shooting threes. And the same with the draft prospect I was just talking about, Scoot Henderson. Amazing game, can attack the basket. Can't nobody stop him get to the basket. But I feel like if he want to have success in today's game, especially in the NBA, he gonna have to learn to hit mid-range jumpers, step back threes, catch and shoot threes. He gonna have to add that to his game for sure.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, bro. This era is all about shooting the tray ball. It's the number one thing looked at first is if you could shoot. And I was thinking about it, like since I've been on with this team when I got here, and we're going over the plays. I don't even think I took a 2 pointer. Everything has been a three. I only shot threes, and I'm only gonna shoot threes. Like even though I'm a mid-range shooter, the three is like it makes sense. You gotta shoot that shot. I'm talking about like minimum 8 to 9 a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like and especially now since it's the playoffs. Oh, I'm getting them up. Gotta go out guns blazing. It's really about it's just about who goes in. It doesn't really matter about how much is being shot right now. It's like it has to go. It's like get them up because you just need one or two. You 3, 4 go in, changes the whole game. I don't even think we did our intros,
It's
man.
a, it's,
I don't think we
yeah.
even did our intros.
Go ahead.
Hey man, welcome to
Got
the
you.
Arnold
Go ahead,
Styles
bro.
podcast. It is your boy Arnold, where we talk overseas basketball every single day, man. Get your mind right, tap in, and let my boy go.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Deuce. Welcome to the Tap Show Live podcast. I'm here with my brother, 3-4 Arnold's Thoughts. We're gonna have a good time today. Appreciate y'all joining in.
Yeah, man. But shoot, as we were saying about that, let's go ahead and get into the topic. I know we get everybody. A complete startup before we even got going. Anyways, today's topic is
It happens pretty much every time. Go ahead, go ahead.
the price of being good. Now you've been wanting to talk about this one for a minute, and what I was on the plane coming from a playoff game where I played horrible, horrible. It's just it's just the way basketball goes sometimes. Sometimes you just not gonna play good. You just not gonna have it on tonight. And it just happened to be the first game of the playoffs and the second game. And I'm just like, man, we're flying back home to our crib, and I'm like, man, having to be so good and the pressure that's on you to perform every night, and when you don't, the way they look at you, the way they, you know what I'm saying? That is crazy, man. It's just crazy. You know you're still the player that you are, but when you have those bad nights, you know everybody's looking at you like, well, shoot, we got you. You're supposed to be this, that, and the third. How come we ain't winning? You know what I mean? Is that more mental or what is that? Because I know you
Uh,
have those thoughts too. But I don't get that.
yeah, I about to say one word I describe like the price of being good is bittersweet.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Because uh, it's sweet because you get recognized for your talents. Um, you getting all the plays called for you. You get a lot of playing time. When you're doing really good, everybody's like, "Oh man, you're the man. You're so amazing. I love your game. I want to be just like you." So like, it's good when we're on top of the world, but it's bitter when you're not on top of the world. When you do have a bad game, when your team is losing,
right.
it seems like it's kind of like night and day. Like they shift so quickly. You know what I mean? And like when you are good, you're more likely gonna have more good games than bad games. But it's so unfairly
Distributed.
it's so unfairly judged when you do have a bad game. Like I just start with LeBron, for example. Like after 20 years of going to 10 straight NBA finals, of winning 4 MVPs, uh, just breaking the scoring record, like people still talk crazy on LeBron's name when they lose. You know what I mean? And it's just because when you're great and you do lose and you do fail, it just get amplified 10 times. I want to say 100 times more than say I don't know who's a role player on the Lakers right now.
Hachimura.
Let's say like if Dennis Schroeder has a bad game or just a mediocre game, which he tends to have from time to time, nobody's gonna talk about it. Nobody. It's not gonna make headline news. It's not gonna be on ESPN or Sports Center. But let LeBron James come out tonight and have 8 points.
Right.
They are going to torch LeBron. They gonna say, LeBron, you need to shave your head, go bald. You can't shoot, you can't play basketball, you too old. Year 20, hang it up. LeBron was never that guy. They gonna bring up old stuff. Only reason he got 2 rings is because he teamed up with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade in Miami. That was a fluke. The only reason they won in Cleveland is because Draymond Green got suspended. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, it's they just when you good and you start to decline or have a bad game, they talk crazy on your name, and you got to have a strong mental system to one, not even listen to it because there's so many outlets now where it's it's so easy to hear people talking bad about you.
Right.
Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You go on YouTube, you might find yourself being talked about. But at the same time, like I'd rather be a good player than a mediocre player just because, you know, if you're a good player, that shows you have passion towards the game and that you put in so much hard work to get to a level where people think you indestructible. They think you invincible. You know what I mean? And even though you aren't, you give them that illusion because you done put in the hard work, and people can respect that. You know what I mean? So, um, I would say it's bittersweet being good, and it's definitely not fair being good.
Hmm. What are some of the mental things that you do to handle that pressure. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna hear the noise, and like sometimes you block, like you, it's a way to block out the noise. You know what I mean? Because the noise is so loud, and you know it's like I hear it too. What do you do to work on? I would guess to say yourself, or just get to that mental state where you just be like, man, it don't matter. I know it's coming because I know how great of a player I am. But that takes work. That don't just happen. You just wake up and you just have all the confidence that I'm going to bounce back. You know what I mean? What are some things that you do to remind yourself that I'm still deuce deuce? Feel me?
Yeah. For me, I just like to talk to the people that I love. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Or not only the people that I love, but who are invested in, my season and actually currently watching me play. So like I talked a lot to my missus, my girlfriend a lot this season, and she kept my head on straight. I called you a lot and be like, bro, do you see this BS that's going on? Do you see what I have to work with?
Oh my goodness!
Like,
Cause sometimes I couldn't watch the games, bro. I couldn't watch the game. I'm like, bro, I can't watch this, bro. This is horrible basketball. I can't watch this, bro. I can't. I can't
and
do it.
like, like you said, that's why I've been so excited to talk about this topic, because not to put down any of my teammates or anything like that, or even the coach or the whole organization, but it was like, for me, I was here and the rest of my team was here. You know what I mean? And I know that might rub some certain people the wrong way, but I'm 33 years old. I led the team. I led the team in points. I led the team in rebounding, and I led the team in field goal percentage. I led the league in field goal percentage. You understand? So I'm keeping up my end of the bargain. I'm delivering, and
Right.
it's not like I do this one game and then 2 games later I might go quiet, and then I have a big game, and the game after that. Like, I'm consistently doing this.
Right.
Now, if you look at my numbers throughout my career, has been the lowest point average of my career, and I credit that to my my low free throw percentage this year, and not only that, when I started up this season, my 2 point guards were really on fire to start the season, and I was kind of playing behind them. Not to make excuses or anything, but my boy Boo Man, he was going crazy. He was averaging like 21 a game at the time, and then my boy LVC, who was averaging the career high numbers, he was averaging like 16. And at that time, this is like, when I say this time, I'm talking about from like September to December, I was averaging around like 12 points, 8 rebounds. So still solid numbers, but after we lost Boo Man, he went to a different country. I had to pick up the slack, and I totally knew that. And so, like I said, I pretty much held up my end of the bargain the whole year, because I look at stats from other players, especially in my position across the league, and their stats don't look like mine.
Right.
There's only a few players in the league that got better stats than me. You know what I mean? And so, like, I did things to motivate my teammates to play better. I try to, like, get them to work out with me. I cussed them out. I said nice things to them.
You tried
everything.
You tried everything.
I tried everything. And like I said, the price of being good is you don't have to worry about yourself when you're good.
Oh,
you know you're going to deliver the good.
My goodness.
You know you're going to come with it. You know you're going to give a good performance. You know you're going to finish the game with at least 20 points and 10 rebounds.
Right.
The price of being good is you have to worry and stress about your other teammates performing at a high level. And that gets very, very stressful and frustrating, bro.
That's it. That's it right there.
For the price of being good, you do things that normal, ordinary people wouldn't do. You come to practice an hour early, and then not only that, you come to practice an hour early. You go through practice, and then you say 2 hours later, after practice, dedicating time and effort to getting better. Great players, good players do that. Mediocre, average,
they don't do that.
Average players, they do that. The people that just just play basketball for a living just to collect a check, they clock in when practice starts and they clock out when practice ends. But the people that really have a thriving passion towards basketball, who want to get better and actually want to win, they're gonna put that work in. And it's very frustrating because as you putting that work in, you see
Who's
not
not?
everybody else is putting that work in.
Who's not?
You know what I mean? And then it come down to it sometimes where you so much above everybody and they underperforming and you get to cussing them out and they talking crazy back to you, and you be like, how dare you? Like you don't put nowhere near the work in to be great like I do. You know what I mean? Like low key, your underperforming teammates that don't work hard be the reason why y'all be losing. You know what I mean?
Boy, you
So
had a rough time over
it's
there
just
this
very
season,
frustrating.
bro. Yeah,
And then I
bro.
just saw a video. I can't remember which former teammate it was. I want to say it was either J.R. Smith or somebody else, somebody like that. But they were talking about Kobe, and he was like, they were teasing him. They were teasing Kobe about how he don't pass the ball, and he was like, "Yeah, y'all laughing, but the reason I don't pass the ball is because they'll come in at 5 in the morning and get off 1,000 shots like I do. They don't come in at
Right,
1 p.m. and lift weights for an hour and a half like I do. They don't come in at 9 p.m. and run 2 miles like I do. They don't put in this work. So why would I pass them the ball?
right,
And
yeah,
to me, that makes perfect sense. Ain't nothing harsh about that. It's just like that's common sense, bro. Like, why would you not show love to yourself and putting in the hard work? Of course, it's a team game, but if you know he ain't putting in that work and he's standing there wide open, asks for a three,
I don't
chances
trust
are he
him.
gonna miss that thing because he ain't putting in the work.
Right. How do I trust?
So it's just very frustrating, bro.
That's the difference. Is that's what I believe it's all about. When you're good or you reach to a certain level, it's all about how can you empower your teammates around you to want to get to another level. That's really the whole point about being a leader. You're automatically. I feel like once you get to a certain point, like okay, for us, we're still like you led your team in scoring and rebounds, led the league. You know, that's a great statistical feat for your season. You know what I mean? Like you did what you're supposed to do. At the end of the day, like you said, we talked about the four agreements. You do your best. You did your best. You know that. Sometimes your best is better than a lot of people's great. You know what I mean? And it's credited to the work that you do put in ahead of time. So as you're saying, you don't really worry about yourself. You just worry about how can I empower my teammates next to me to get better or just want to get better, just want a little bit more. You feel me? Because I'm straight. They see me, and sometimes if you do not take the time to try to get closer and like encourage them, they start looking at your. I don't know if you ever read the book 48 Laws of Power, but they trying to start looking at you like, oh, you think you're like Tony Baker, you think you're better than me, huh? You think like, and that's just their own insecurities about, man, you working out. Why are you working out when you ain't supposed to? And it's just like, but I don't bother nobody. I just want to be the best I can be. And I'm, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna settle for anything less. You feel me? And some people that rubs a lot of people. Perfect example, right? So we in the weight room. Remember the guy I told you about with the money situation when the dude with the $100, that whole money situation. I
Yeah.
said it on a couple of older episodes. I'll recap real quick. Guy, I tried to change some money in Argentina, and a guy on my team basically tried to rob me out of some money. Pretty much tried to jug me out of some money, but I figured out and found out he really tried to snake me. So now I really start peeping. You know how you really start looking like, anybody that does that at this age, you're just that type of person that you just gotta watch now. Now I'm in the gym. I'm in the one game had passed. That's when the new coach had came. He ain't play that much. I went for 30. I went for 39 and 6 steals. Right? So the next day we in practice and he was like, he said 30, somebody like 30 points, man. You was hooping. He was like, shoot, if I played the whole game, I was like, ooh, okay. I've been waiting for this. You feel me? Because I know the hate been there. I know the hate been there. When I lift my weights, I don't all the way because my arms are too long. You feel me? So I be quick, a quick press. You feel me? He over there watching, talking about, yeah, you in the weight room like this. I said, oh, so you really be watching me. That's that hatred and envy for you want to be like me. It's like, bro, I never came to you and criticized your form of what you work out. I never criticized the work that you do. I just do mine. But you feel so much kind of way that I'm putting in my work and it's outshining yours so much. You got a problem with me. I looked out for you, but you got the problem for me because I just want to put my work in, bro. And that's the part of this being. It's that compound effect. You put the work in over and over again. You're just gonna be better than people. That's it. You just got to figure out: do I really want to be better than everybody else? All I really got to do is you really just got to do something every single day towards what you want. That's it.
You know, I just see it like you said it perfectly, bro. Like when you get better than everybody else, they start to think you're better than everybody else.
Right. I'm the
And
same.
and that's one thing that I didn't know that was going to happen when I was in the gym getting better, and I was slowly progressing past all my competition and all my peers. Like I was getting better, and that made me very happy, and I thought other people was going to be happy. But unfortunately, I'm not going to say it's human nature because not everybody like this. But a lot of people are like crabs in a barrel.
Yeah.
They want to see you do good, but not better than them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Once you start climbing to the top, they like, hold up, how you get up that high? No.
Come on back down.
Come back and be miserable with us. Come back and be lazy and
Mediocre.
And not have no optimistic dreams just like us, man. Because me as a person, I'm an introvert. You know what I mean? I'm quiet. Don't really get out of my comfort zone as far as like being loud in public and nothing like that. That's just me. I'm a real chill type guy. But, I've become a basketball player, especially a pro basketball player, I understand the importance of having strong relationships with your teammates.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, this might not come come as a surprise to some people, but during the 2016-17 season playing for the London Lions, we had a team meeting like close to the end of the season, like heading into the playoffs because we were starting to dip. And really we was like underachieving. We was supposed to be finishing in the top 3. And at that time we was like in 56th place. So they was like the team captain called for a players meeting to like, come up with a solution on how to get better and to improve.
Right.
And long story short, I think, it wasn't really held properly, but one of the players pretty much ran the meeting, and he had just everybody write down on pieces of paper on how they felt about certain players. So they were like, who you think the most talented player? Who you think the best defender? Who you think is the best communicator on the team? And then I don't know why this question was asked because it was no solution to it. But my teammate asked, who you think is the most selfish player on the team?
Wow.
And, I wrote down my answer. And as I write down my answer, it did not strike me that I potentially might be voted by my teammates the most selfish player on the team. But when we got the results back, I was voted the most selfish player on the team.
Wow.
And I'm thinking to my head, I get here before all y'all. I get here hours before y'all do. I stay later than y'all do. Like the people who work at the gym be having to kick me out, be like, oh, we finna turn the lights off. It's time to go now. Like, I don't, and when that happens, y'all don't never be with me. And I'm like, what? And I think back on it is because I was working so hard. I was definitely putting in the work, but I lost my connect with my teammates.
Mm.
And like you said, when you lose connect with people.
Oh, did we lose them? This episode of Arnold's Thoughts Podcast was brought to you by Bold Claims Apparel. Bold Claims. It's not just a statement, it's a lifestyle. Make sure you check the link in the bio and shop all of our latest apparel today. Back to the episode.
All right, man. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, the most handsome man in the world is David. I'm sorry.
Yes, I am.
Don't blame me. Blame Arnold's Wi-Fi.
Hey, we have to play the blame game. That's how life be, man. You just gotta maneuver.
I don't know.
Just gotta
I know.
maneuver,
I just
man.
wanted to put that out there. I just wanted to put.
I was- anyway, man, you was right into like a great point. Do you remember where you was at? And it cut right out. It was getting good too.
Yeah, I'm about to say I I would go back, but I don't know. We just gonna go from here. But what I was saying is like as we was writing down the names, you
Oh
know,
yeah, you being the most selfish.
yeah, we was talking about who's the most selfish on the team, and as we write down the names, I'm putting my name down. Never did it cross in my head that I potentially might be voted the most selfish player on the team, and come to find out, I was voted the most selfish player on the team. And as that happened, I'm just like, what? Like, cause I know for sure my teammates see me putting in that extra work. Like, I made first team All BBL that year. Like, I was second in the league in scoring. Like, my numbers were like 20 and 10. Like, I was legit, bro. I was having a good year, and I feel like that might have been one of the best seasons of my career, looking back on it. But it's just because I didn't build them relationships with my
Mm.
teammates. Like I was just so focused on my personal success and just playing at a high level in the game that I really wasn't checking in on my teammates. Like I said, I wasn't asking them how they doing. I wasn't asking them like what they interested in off the court. I wasn't like just cracking jokes with them. I wasn't trying to like, hey bro, let's go explore London together. Like, you know what I mean? It's several ways I could have connected with my teammates and bonded more with my teammates. And I could see how like when you are losing, like I said, when you're losing and you're great, like the price of being good when you're losing is your teammates kind of look at you crazy. They kind of look at you like almost in a jealous type way because like, all right, we losing. And the role players and the people not as good as you, they just averaging like 3 points, not getting that much playing time. But they see you averaging 20 a game, dropping 27, 30 points. All your stats look good, and they like, well, at least got a little bit of type of like silver lining between all this BS we going through as a team. Like, at least you can be proud of your personal stats. Not only are we losing, like this is the role players mindset. They thinking not only are we losing, but I'm playing terrible,
Right.
and you're not cool with me. So I'm gonna have to disconnect from you. I'm gonna have to distance myself, and now it's like a little jealousy beat between you and your teammates. And if once you get on that side, bro, I don't want to say it's no coming back, but that's a place where you do not want to be.
Look,
Where you playing good, but your teammates don't rock with you.
man,
You know what I mean?
that is true. And I made a post like last week where I did the little side by side joint with Kobe, and it said leadership is lonely. You can't be a leader if you don't do something different from what everybody else does. That's what sets you apart. That's normally what makes the leaders. People who are just willing to do a little bit more than what everybody else does. That little bit more just makes so much bigger a difference. And you get this disconnect because they're not doing it. So it's like, bro, I'm not gonna do what you do. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And what I do,
And
it makes me a better player. And you could do the same thing, but you would choose not to. So I'm gonna just criticize you for it because I won't do what is necessary of me to become better. So why do you do it? That's the
and
that's
I
the
just
biggest difference.
I use I use LeBron James as an example because you hear about the Mamba mentality from Kobe. You watch the Last Dance documentary, and you hear about Michael Jordan like punching his teammates, and then you know getting on his teammates so bad that they almost went home crying. And that's celebrated because like, oh, that's that dog mentality. That's that cutthroat mentality that you need to like get over the hump and get to the next level. But what people got to understand is Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan were absurdly, extremely, beyond imaginable talented towards the game of basketball.
That
They
too.
are once in a generation, lifetime talents. Not everybody will be Michael Jordan. Not everybody will be Kobe Bryant. So even though they taught those methods of being hard on people to get the best out of them, sometimes those strategies and sometimes those methods don't always work in the best way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And for example, I've applied those methods where like cussing out your teammates and like really getting in their face to bring the best out of them. But like I said, I'm not on a Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant level, so it doesn't really have the same effect. But what I get to with LeBron James is a lot of people criticize him of being too buddy, too friendly. You know what I mean? Too many handshakes with the teammates. He got a handshake with everybody he knows. But people don't know is that's leadership.
Right.
Like getting people to you showing love to people will come back in return to you.
Positive
And
reinforcement.
because exactly, and because LeBron is so much, he's friend with pretty much everybody on the team. They gonna ride or die for him on the court. They might die for the loose ball because they really respect LeBron and they try to help improve his legacy. They might take a charge. They may play harder because they know LeBron James on their team, and he showed so much love on and off the court that they want to go 10 times that harder to match his greatness. And I read in the book, The Art of War, and it was in the leadership chapter as well. It said, if you want to achieve great things as a group, as a unit, and you're the leader, you have to love your troops, your army, your teammate, as if they're your own sons. Like you have to give that type of love in order to achieve something greater. So for the young hoopers out there, if you see your talent level is much higher than the people on your team, please connect with your teammates. Please still have fun with your teammates. Try to get to know your teammates because you don't want to create that rift, that separation in between you and your teammates. Because in order to win a championship, in order to come to a common goal, all y'all got to be like this. You know what I mean? Y'all can't be separated on different pages. All y'all got to be on the same page. And as the best player in the league on the team, that's kind of your job to not only play at a high level and be that superstar, but it's also your job to bring your teammates together and play all together at a high level.
Yeah, that's what I pretty much learned when I was, throughout my career because I was majority of the times the best player on majority of my teams. The only two, I think it's probably been two teams I've been on where there's been a guy better than me, just overall better than me on my team. And they're high caliber players. That's how I know what type of player I am by the people that I'm the most closest with. Because they're normally either better than me or as good as me. And as good as I am, I understand that, okay, this guy is really good. And learning how to bring everybody else. So you're not, so majority of the time, so that's 98% of the time, everybody else is not going to be as good as you. So trying to get them to be as good as you is not going to happen. It's very, very, very rare. So I learned that probably like year 6 or something that, what I say, in order for us to win, everybody's got to be cool. Like you got to be cool with the people around you. Like you really can't just be only thinking of you. You got to go and crack a joke, go hang out and sit with them because really that off the court stuff matters way more than when it's on the court. Like they really got to see. That's really breaking the game down to more the what's the word I'm looking for? The spiritual nature of it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm really connecting with you on a deeper level. And once you start breaking the game down to that type of aspect of okay, how can I spiritually connect with my teammate? Because that's really gonna carry over how he performs on the court. Because I'm literally that's when you ever see like they talk about a team and like they're so in sync on the court, like they cutting and moving, screening, and everything's just like the guys look like they've been together for years. Just the chemistry. That's more than just we know each other on the court. That's a spiritual connection that you're intentionally making with your person that you're playing with. And those would be the greatest teams. Look at the Tony Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan. Those are that connection that they had. You know what I mean? That's what made them all-time greats. And that's probably
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
biggest things.
I always say have a good team chemistry really determines how far you're gonna go as a team.
For sure.
Like you said, uh, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. The reason why they always will remember it as a great trio is not because they performed well on the court, which they did. It's because they did stuff behind the scenes that we didn't see. They
Right.
probably went to each other's their children's, I don't know, dance recital or their children's basketball game. They all, showed up at the family barbecue. They probably went out and actually hung out together and did things together. And because of that, they won 4 championships. I know Tim Duncan got 5, but I don't think Tony Parker and Ginobili was on the team by then. But they won multiple championships. They that little dynasty they had, they always be remembered, especially in San Antonio. And then, like I said, even for me, like I think looking back where I went wrong, and like going back to that London Lions season where we had the team meeting, and I got voted the most selfish.
Most selfish.
I don't think they meant like, yeah, I don't think they meant like actually like X's and O's and me passing the ball on the court. I think they meant like just
Cole.
me being a good teammate to my teammates. You know what I mean? Like, because I was working so hard and having such a good season, I kind of almost looked down upon my teammates. Like, bro, you ain't in here putting that work like I am. You ain't like that, bro. Why is you?
That's Broadneck's talking, man. That's Broadneck's talking.
Yeah. And then I'll be looking at you like, why are you taking that jump shot, right? We ain't never work on that, bro. You ain't good enough to do that, bro. Like,
why? I don't
really
get that.
about
I don't get that. I never understand that. Why are you practicing this? You never do this in the game, but you're gonna do this now. It don't make sense.
At the same time, though, this is where I went wrong. I was looking at them as a lesser basketball player when I should have been looking at them as, okay, they still my teammate though, and they still need.
Shoot,
my
they
love.
all you got. They all you got.
They like you said, they all I got. They still need my support.
Right.
They still need me to hype them up. Even though they don't practice their shot, like who am I to tell them to not shoot their shot?
Right.
Why am I trying to take their confidence away? You know what I mean? Like what I had to really understand like the price of being good is like not everybody's like you. And you still gotta accept that, and that's totally fine. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people get frustrated because they don't think the way they think or do the same thing they do. But at the same time, when you're on a team, there's so many different personalities. You have to deal with those types of things. You know what I mean? Like there's some players that just gonna be lazy. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that put their work in. There's some players that gotta be like, asked and poked to, play a little bit harder. But you have to realize those things and then use them to your advantage. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because you can still have success with lazy hoopers. You can still have some success with, teammates you don't really rock with. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got good talent.
The best way.
Just
go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Don't lose that. Don't lose that connection between you and your teammates because that's really all you have. Go ahead.
The best thing I would say is with like Broadnex used to say, it's all about your energy. You remember we used to clown him so much, but he used to just be all about energy. Energy this and energy. That's all he ever talked about.
Energy.
Energy. I want someone with some energy.
I still say that to the kids. Like, it's so crazy because I respect Broadnex so much. And for the people that don't know, Broadnex was our Savannah State coach. But yeah, I still say that to the kids I coach. Like, I need everything you do. I don't care how smooth it look. I need just 100% energy. Energy. I sound like Broadnex Jr. a lot when I coach my kids.
But now that we're older and we've been in the game, and more so that we've been overseas, that people aren't just accustomed to just giving you 100% like that and that type of energy. You understand, like, man, now I see why he was screaming that all these years. Because when you see the lack of energy, it shows so much. And that's where I feel like, okay, what we can do or what I try to do to like empower my teammates for the most part is I just bring the energy because it's gonna be infectious. Like there's you just that one guy that's just like and you always know me, I'm hyped, I'm ready to go. I try to always push forth good energy. I'm coming in the gym and I'm screaming, "How you doing today?" That's infectious. Little things like that. That's like, when you really read into psychology, as we are constantly studying psychology of people, and trying to understand how they work and understand the mind of people helps me a lot to understand my teammates and how to connect better with them because now, shoot, since we are vets, they naturally gravitate towards us and they all looking up. We're at the top. They're looking up. So they're gonna watch and criticize everything you do. And we try to be good examples of just like, listen, man, this is what it is. You know what I mean? Just come, give as much energy, and I show that by coming with a lot of energy, even on the days that nobody want to be there. They look up and they see you just, without even saying a word, just cheering on and acting like you love it here. It's like, man, I got to. Like they said in the Last Dance, like once you see Jordan going that hard, it's like there's no way the best player on the team going that hard and I'm a slap. And he not saying nothing. He just doing it. I gotta step my game up. That's a part of being the good. You gotta just understand it's not even a sacrifice. It's like you gotta bring it in other ways. You really gotta get mentally locked in to be like especially if you're trying to win. And I want to win. That's all I'm accustomed to, and that's the biggest thing I learned is really all right. How can I break? How can I get inside dude's mind to make us better? Feel me?
Yeah. Like another thing I said before we got cut off the first time, like just gotta embrace the unfairness you're gonna receive, unfairness stuff you're gonna receive from being good. You know what I mean? Like, look at Shaquille O'Neal, bro. He's regarded as the most dominant player of all
player
time.
ever, most dominant.
But I would say prime Shaq would probably be from like 1998 to 2004. Go and look at those clips and look how many people were hacking that
man.
And they never called it. I know, don't get me wrong. I know Shaq delivered a lot of pain to a lot of defenders who guarded him.
He got fouled a lot.
You can ask Chris Dudley. But I've also seen Shaq get beaten up. I've seen Mike Tyson himself get on the court, hit him with a right hook and a left uppercut. The referee still ain't called it.
Yep.
And you know why? Because it's the price of being good.
Yep.
He's so much stronger than other people that the referee be like, you know what? He's better than everybody. I'm not going to call it. It's not a foul. When if anybody else did that,
oh, my goodness.
Foul.
Oh, boy.
You know what I mean? So, and then fast forward to Allen Iverson. The price of being good. Before, they put in that, everybody knows about the dress code they put in 2005, the NBA did. It was for Allen Iverson.
Right.
You know why? It wasn't because Allen Iverson was wearing do-rags and had tattoos and fancy chains. Because guess what? Other players in the league in the NBA were doing that around that time too. It's because he was good. It's because he was great. They don't want to see you win. It's unfair. It's not right. But you just got to know, young hoopers, the price of being good, a lot of unfair things are going to come your way. And you got to have the mental strength to rise above that and not let it bring you down. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and the last example I give, it's kind of like with LeBron James and then I say Nikola Jokic. Like, LeBron, to me, should have more than 4 MVPs.
Oh, for sure.
And as far as this season, I think Embiid should have won 3 straight MVPs.
Jokic. You think Jokic?
I'm sorry. Jokic, I think he should have ended up getting his 3rd straight MVP this year instead of it going to Embiid.
Yeah.
But because the NBA like pushing narratives and because they like, if Jokic get this 3rd straight MVP, that's going to put him in a league of his own, and that's going to put him in the talks of like Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan. we don't want to do that to Jokic. He still got a long career. You know what I mean? We don't want to give him that. So, not saying Embiid didn't deserve it. I don't want to take no credit away from Embiid. But I'm saying this.
Jokic is amazing.
Jokic didn't get 3 straight MVPs because he's good.
Yeah.
Because he's great. He made it look easy. But it wasn't easy. Dropping 42, getting 20 rebounds and 14 assists in one game is not easy. Getting the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, it's not easy.
Right.
He should have got that MVP. But because it's his third straight phenomenal season, people got tired of seeing it, and they gave it to Embiid. Is it fair? No. But
man,
gonna be good,
fair don't exist.
You're going to have to deal with some unfair stuff, man.
Fair,
a lot of unfair stuff.
Fair doesn't exist, man. It's not even a factor. No. I could give a prime example of that happening to me here in Chile. When I played the COVID year, I averaged 25 points. I led the league in scoring. My team was number 2 in the league. I was second in rebounding, third in blocks, second in steals, and had the highest plus minus of the season. And I didn't win anything. How does that even make sense? I'm leading the league in scoring, second in rebounds, second in steals, second in third in blocks, highest plus minus. I recorded the highest plus minus of the whole season. It was like a 50. Something ridiculous. I was shooting at 65% from the field. Didn't win MVP, didn't win Forward of the Year. They gave it to a guy on the lower team who didn't have as much points, didn't have as much rebounds, didn't have as much steals, didn't have as much blocks, and this team was like 2-3 standings under mine. Does that even make sense? That means y'all don't want to see me win it again. And we had won the cup. The first ever championship in the league I won before that. And they still don't give me nothing. Oh, yeah, y'all hating. It's all good. Y'all hating. Y'all don't want me. You're too good. I can't give it to you.
They're going to do a lot of hating when you're good, bro. They're going to do a lot of hating when you're good, bro.
So, I mean, it is what it is, man. But these are some of the things you just got to be prepared for when you're good. You know, I don't think people talk enough about when you're just being good, especially on the overseas level, because it's a different good on your overseas compared to being at the crib. Like, it's definitely a big difference, and you just got to be prepared for it. But, yeah, man, that's all we got, man. Deuce, man, appreciate you coming on, man. I know you've been wanting to talk about this topic.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is a perfect time to finish up the podcast, too, so I'm glad you're wrapping it up now. But, I'm glad I got that off my chest. And for the young hoopers out there that see this podcast, man, don't be afraid of being good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Always, if you got that burning desire to really be a professional hooper, then put that extra work in. You know what I mean? Stay late in the gym. Get up early and run a couple miles. You know what I mean? Because it's just gonna make life easier for you. And then, like I said, if you got dreams of going to play pro overseas or make it to the NBA, the more work you put in, the more you're going to stand out. You know what I mean? And you need that separation. But as you just heard in this podcast, you know, it is some things to be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things, like we talked about, it's going to be unfair. You know, certain things that you experience because of your skill level being better than others. And then, like, just don't lose that connection between you and your teammates. Don't let jealousy build between you and your teammates because your talent is much more better than theirs. So, you know, as you get better, work on your leadership qualities because that's what's going to really come down to it. Because as you get better, as you get good, you're going to automatically turn into a leader whether you want to be a leader or
right.
not. So work on your leadership skills and work on your mental strength and just continue to be great.
Yeah, man, that's all we got, man. If you guys want to check out my book, it's in my bio. I talk a lot about, you know, just a mental mindset that you need to get prepared. We don't talk about it enough. When you're getting started, it's really all about that mental mind, man. So, Deuce, man, I appreciate you coming in. Make sure y'all tap in with Tap Athletics. You see the gear he got on.
Well, brother.
You know what I mean? Y'all go tap in, shop with him. He definitely got some fire gear he dropping. It's in his bio. Tap Athletics.
Tap merch, man. New Tap Athletics t-shirts, many logos on sale. Y'all just gotta send me a message or go to my website and y'all can get them from there.
Yeah, man. So that's all I got. Make sure you follow me on all platforms. Arnold's Thoughts. Tap Athletics. What is it on YouTube? It's the same thing on YouTube. What is it?
I was about to say follow me on YouTube, Tap Athletics, TikTok, Tap Athletics 22, Instagram, Tap Athletics 22, Facebook, Tap Athletics 22, and yeah, just spread the word.
Spread the word, man. That's all we got, man. Deuce. I'll holla at you, bro.
Love, bro. I appreciate
right,
it, man. Take care.
Yeah, we out, man. Hey, guys. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.